Hello, people. Today we're going to be talking about the secrets of the human heart. Everything they told you about the heart is a complete lie. There's secrets behind it, and you're going to find out why. And it's very important that you understand that the heart is not a pump. It's not a pump. They lied about this. The lungs is a pump. The lungs is what pumps the blood around the body. It's the oxygen. Oxygen is reacting on the blood. Now, what do you use to use a pump? You use air to pump things up. That's what your lungs are. They use air, oxygen. Now, oxygen carries magnetism. If you pour liquid oxygen between two magnetic magnets, you find an attraction, as you can see here. So this attraction proves that there is magnetic principles within oxygen, liquid oxygen. So when we breathe, we are essentially breathing in magnetism. Magnetism is the force driving this world. So your heart is a chestahedron. It's a seven-sided shape in geometry, and each side is pretty much equal. It's a chestahedron. Look at the word chestahedron, chest, where your heart is. And it looks very, very similar. So this is the sacred geometry of the heart. And when a chestahedron is placed in an angle, when it's placed in a box, a cube, it sits at an angle of 36 degrees off center. This is the same angle which the heart sits within the chest. That's why it's called a chestahedron, because that's what the heart is. It's a chestahedron. And when you place a chestahedron into water, it causes a spiral. It causes a vortex motion, because your heart is essentially a vortex generator. So the heart is not a pump, it is a valve. This is where blood goes into. And when the blood goes into the heart, this is what causes it to vortex, because the heart is in a shape of a vortex. Look at the tissues, everything's wrapped around, everything's spiraled. See this here? This is the spiral of magnetism. So all of the valves and the cords and the fibers are all wrapped around each other. It's a vortex. And if you take off the tissue of the heart, you would see this. It kind of looks like the Holy Grail. And this is essentially the vortex spiraling of the heart tissues. And if you unraveled the heart, because your heart is one tissue, it's one muscle. Look at it here. This is a heart unfolded. And it's just spiraled together to create this. That's what the heart is. So the heart's tissues is spiraled here, and the heart itself is all wrapped around each other in a vortex, in a spiral. Because all spiraling is all to do with magnetism. So the heart is a vortex generator. The heart takes blood, so blood enters the heart. The heart charges this blood. It reacts with the heart. The blood is turned into is the heart moves through the blood moves through a vortex motion within the heart and then goes back out of the heart. So there is something going on inside of the heart which is very, very crucial that we might be missing. So the heart is spiraling blood, and there's a reason why it's doing this. When you spiral something, it gives it more energy. It gives it more frequency, more energy, more force behind it. So by spiraling the blood, it's turning blood into plasma. That's what the heart is doing. It reacts with the heart, it turns it into a vortex and turns the blood into the fourth state of liquid, or fourth state of matter, which is plasma. Okay? Plasma is proved to be in the blood. Plasma is a part of the blood that carries platelets and red blood cells and white blood cells around the body. Plasma makes up approximately 55% of the blood. So plasma is a state of matter, which they'll never tell you about because they try and hide plasma as much as possible. It's ionized gas. And that's what's going on in the heart. The heart is a vortex energy generator for the blood. And the blood and the body is being fed by plasma energy, the fourth state of matter. And if you go and read the Emerald tablets will tell you this exact same thing. Emerald tablets of Thoth. They're supposedly thousands of years old, but or it was supposedly written by Doriel, who was an occultist. Apparently, he translated them. Either way, he was an occultist. So it's either written by an occultist or it's actually 100,000 years old. In the physical are these channels, the blood which moves through the vortical motion, reacting on the heart to continue its beating. So, what is that telling you? The blood moves in vortical motion, it's a vortex. Reacting on the heart. What's it reacting with? There's something in the heart that turns blood into plasma. It reacts with the blood, reacts with the heart. Then it says magnetism, which moves through the nerves paths, carrier of energy to all the cells and tissues. So your body's being fed by magnetism, people. They'll never ever teach you this in school. That your whole body is running off magnetism and plasma. You're literally you are an energy being. When you understand this, you are made of energy. You're running off spiritual etheric energy that you cannot see. They just teach you in school that you're running off blood and oxygen. It's way deeper than this. We're being run by magnetism. Magnetism is the driving force of all creation. Magnetism, which moves through the nerve paths and carrier of energies to the cells and tissues. Akasa, which flows through the channels, subtle yet physical, completing the channels. Personally, I think Akasa is plasma. Okay, plasma is Akasa. Completing the channels, each one of the three attuned with each other, each affecting the life of the body. So all of these three things, okay, the heart, magnetism, and Akasa they're all working together to create the body, to create the life. Form they the skeletal framework through which the subtle ether flows. So it's telling you ether is real. Ether is the substance that connects the physical and the astral. It's your etheric body is where your chakras are. So your chakras are your etheric energy body. And these energies, these seven energies, is what gives life to the physical form. They feed energy into the physical form. So the ether, subtle yet physical, is charging the body through the skeletal framework. So it's telling you this, and even the word heart has ether within it if you just rearranged A and the E. Put the H on the beginning of, put the H on the end of heart and you get earth. Because what the heart is actually doing, it's taking the energy of the electromagnetic field around us, which is everywhere, that everything is filled with magnetism and electromagnetism. The Earth is a giant electromagnetic torus field, and all of this energy from the center is feeding directly into your heart. Because the center of this Earth is the heart of the Earth. The center of you is your heart. And the center of the aurora borealis, whatever you want to call it, this energy that's emitted from the center of this Earth is feeding directly into you, and your heart is transmuting this energy from the earth to react with your blood, and your blood is then feeding your physical body through plasma. That's what's going on. You yourself and your heart is directly connected to the earth. That's why your heart rearranged its earth. You're directly connected to the cosmos. Everything they do to poison you and give you all this stuff is to keep you disconnected from the universe. You yourself are the universe. Your body is directly in correlation electromagnetically with the earth. So the heart is the balance. That's how you connect with things, through the heart. Okay. Here you see Jesus with the Sacred Heart, always pointing at the heart. Matthew 6:21, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. What's that telling you? What's your treasure, your goal, what you're doing in life? There your heart will be also, because your heart is a guide through this lifetime. Your heart has an intelligence. Every single organ in your body has consciousness, and you think with it. You can think with these different organs. You can think with the brain, you can think with the heart, you can think with, the reproductive area. That's why, you know, everyone always says you're thinking with your penis. For if you're a man, you know about this. People say that. That's just a saying, but it's true. You think with these body parts, people, and your heart is a guide. It knows everything that's right. It knows the things that you need to do. So that's why your heart is called a chest, because your treasure chest is in the chest. Sorry, your treasure is in the chest. And what's the treasure? Your heart. All of the wisdom, all of the understanding, all of the guidance is inside of that heart. And you need to follow your heart. That's why we say follow your heart, to find your treasure in this life. Find your purpose. That's what your treasure is, your purpose in this life. So the heart is also producing your electromagnetic field around your body. And the heart is all to do with emotion. So thought happens in the mind, which is not the brain. Then the thought in the mind produces brain activity, electrical signals, and then these electrical signals are sent to the heart, which produces an emotion. So essentially, the brain and the heart are directly connected. You need to sync them. You need to sync the brain and the heart. Why? Because you need to be thinking with emotion behind it. If you think with lack of the heart thinking, also, if you think without the heart, you are only thinking for yourself and not for the empathy of others. You have to think before you take action of the emotion of others, and have thought of people's feelings behind. So you must sync the heart and the brain. The actions you must take must be in line with your heart. Your heart tells you everything. Before you do something, you can feel whether it's right or wrong. You can feel it deep down within you. When you quieten your mind, you can feel it. Where if you know when you're doing something wrong, especially when you're a child, because this, as you get older and you constantly do negative things, then yes, you can block out the heart completely. But deep down within people, they know what they're doing and they know whether it's right or wrong. You feel horrible when you do something bad. You feel it inside of you. And Manly P. Hall said, every time you go against the heart, you are destroying your electromagnetic field. It kills the magnetism of your body every time you go against it. Obviously, I don't know if this is true, but I agree with this. Manly P. Hall was an enlightened individual who understand the anatomy of the body, understand all of the occult things. And essentially, every time you go against your heart, you are killing the magnetism of your body, your cells, and everything about you, because your whole body is magnetic. You have magnetic attraction all over you. So there's a saying, well, obviously in Christianity, what happens in heaven happens on earth. Well, what happens in the brain happens in your heart. Heaven is the head, earth is the heart. Every thought you think produces an emotion in the heart. Every single thought triggers an emotion. You know, when people say they got a broken heart, because all of that emotion is in the heart. Not in the heart, but in the invisible intelligence behind the heart. You must understand there's a consciousness, an invisible spiritual consciousness behind every physical thing. So your brain is dual, your heart is single. Your brain consists of two hemispheres. So when it comes to decision making in the brain, There can be confusion between the left and right hemispheres. This is why people are confused. But the heart is a singular organ. And if you go onto Google and type in brain cells found in the heart, there are 40,000 neuron cells in the heart, the exact same cells which are found in the brain, in the cranial brain. This means that your heart is essentially a brain for your emotions, what it is. And your emotions tell you what is right and what is wrong. So every thought you think produces an emotion, and whether that emotion is good or bad will tell you whether something is right or wrong. So the heart is the guidance through this life, and your higher self resides in the heart. You have to follow the heart. You have to do what the heart tells you all the time. So I hope you enjoyed this video, people. Please feel free to contact me if you have any video ideas or anything like this. And welcome to the university. I look forward to connecting with you all.
Welcome back everyone to another video. Today we're going to cover everything that you need to know about the mind, starting with the two aspects of the mind, the conscious and the subconscious. The male aspect of your mind is the conscious. This is the 10% of your mind. The conscious part of your mind is only aware of everything around you, your vision, your sight, your smell, your taste, your hearing, and your current state of emotion and thought. Every thought that you consciously think about has an emotion directly attached to it. That emotion is then impressed onto the subconscious part of the mind. The subconscious part of the mind is the female aspect of your mind. It is also a whopping 90% of your mind. Subconscious mind is controlling all of the subconscious processes which happen within your body. For example, your subconscious mind is controlling your heartbeat, your digestion of food, and all of the things that you do not have to tell the body to do. It is the hidden part of our mind which is controlling all of the hidden things. The subconscious mind is like a recording supercomputer. Everything that you have experienced in your life is all recorded and stored within the subconscious mind. One of the most important things about your subconscious mind is that it stores your mental programs. Everything in the subconscious mind manifests into behavior and actions within the body. Your daily basis routine and habits are all mental programs within your subconscious mind. These mental programs are created by mainly two ways. One, repetition, and two, emotional impact. The repetition is fairly simple to understand. The more you do something, the more it impresses onto your subconscious mind and becomes a program. That program will then manifest into your behavior. However, with the emotional programs, they work a bit different. The stronger that you feel an emotion, the stronger it is impressed onto the subconscious mind. And then that emotion becomes a program. For example, you had a very traumatic moment happen when you were a young child. The emotion that you felt was so strong in that moment that it impressed into your subconscious mind so hard that you can recall that moment like it was yesterday. That traumatic event that happened to you when you were young will still manifest into your daily basis behavior even to this day. However, it manifests subconsciously. For example, if you were in a car crash, you will be wary to enter cars with certain people. All because of that traumatic emotion that you felt and impressed onto your subconscious mind. Another example of the subconscious manifesting into our behavior is posting on Instagram. Most of the time, the reason why you post is because your subconscious mind is seeking gratification. So before you actually do something, question yourself and find out the root cause of why you are doing this. Another thing that you need to understand about the subconscious mind is that it takes everything you say and hear literally. So for example, if you go and say, "You are an idiot" to someone, your subconscious mind will only pick up the word idiot. It only knows yourself. It doesn't know anyone else. You are casting a spell on yourself just by saying that to someone else. This is why the golden rule is to treat others like you'd like to be treated. Now, you can rewrite these programs which are already in your subconscious mind. However, it does take consistency. You have to change these programs which have been running for years. And by changing these programs, you change your behavior, because these programs manifest into your behavior. The best way to do this, personally, is to listen to affirmations first thing when you wake up in the morning, and do this for 10 minutes every single morning. Then at night time, you want to think and feel that you are becoming the reality that you desire. The more that you feel this reality, the more it will become a program and impress your subconscious mind. For example, you're trying to gain financial freedom. If you trick your subconscious mind into creating a program saying that you are financially free, this will manifest into your behavior. You will start doing more work. You will start looking for ways to make money. Your mind will be set on the frequency of money and financial freedom. Therefore, you will receive thoughts based around this program. If you take enough action, your life will dramatically change because of this program that you created in the mind. This is why we call it a mindset, because your mind is a frequency tuner which sets its frequency onto different thoughts, because thoughts are frequency. If you fill your mind with a specific frequency, you will gain thoughts and ideas based around that frequency. To create a stable mind, you need to master your emotions. You need to change your mindset. Everything that you experience is neutral. Based upon the mindset that you see it, you either give it a positive or negative charge. By understanding this deeply, you will then control your emotions. I hope you gained some wisdom and enjoyed this video. Please, if you can, leave a comment and a like, and subscribe to the channel if you like this content. Love and light to you all.
Welcome to Revival of Wisdom.
Today we're going to be breaking down Saturn worship and how the occult are linked in with Saturn. Okay, so first of all, let's start with the celebrities. All these celebrities are doing 666. Okay, covering the one eye, which also symbolizes the all-seeing eye, which is another occult symbol. But we're focusing on the 666, the 6 with the 3 fingers. Also, we have CERN with the 666 within their logo. Also Disney, okay, as you can see here, 666 within their logo. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and even Cadbury's. Monster Energy with the 666 in Hebrew numerals. Unleash the beast. So what is 666 to do with Saturn? Because on Saturn, there is on their north pole of Saturn, there is a 6-sided hexagon, okay? So Saturday is named after Saturn Day, the 6th planet. It is also the 6th day of the week, and has a 6-sided polygon on its north pole, 666. Not only that, when you create a star out of the hexagon, you will create a 6-pointed star, okay? With 6 triangles within the star, and a 6-sided hexagon, which all adds up to 666. Okay, so this is why all these symbols contain 666. So why do they worship 666? Saturn. Because Saturn is the god of time and death, okay, and order and lessons. Okay, Saturn is a very cold and dry being. That is the 6th planet from the sun. Okay, Saturn represents the winter, which symbolizes death, okay, because all nature dies within winter because the sun's not there. So it represents darkness and death. It rules the zodiac sign of Capricorn, okay? So, in the celestial cycle, Saturn is always opposite the sun. So it's the opposite of the sun. So they're worshipping this energy which is death-like. Okay, this God which is death and does not bring life. Okay, also is the God of time. Okay, also in the Roman and in Greek it's called Chronos. Okay, which is just a translation for time. It's also known as the Father Time, aka the Grim Reaper. Okay, the Grim Reaper. Keep that in mind. We'll come back to this. Here are some more logos with Saturn. Okay, NAG, Internet, Wi-Fi. Okay, all these occult logos all worship Saturn. They are a satanic occult. They worship this death god, this evil god. Okay, this is where the cube now comes in. Okay, because what colour is associated with Saturn? It's black, because it's the absence of light. It's opposite the sun. So black is the colour associated with Saturn. Each planet has its own colour associated with it. Okay, so when you make the cube, okay, as you can see here, the cube out of the polygon, it creates what? A black cube. Okay, and the Kabbalah, okay, Kabbalah means cube, Allah means the God, the cube God. These religions are secretly worshipping this cube God, the god of death, Saturn, Satan. It's the same entity behind it all. Okay, so also we have these black cubes in Australia, Denmark, all around the world, these black cubes, because this occult is worldwide. It's Saturn, Satan taking over this realm. Okay, also with this black cube, they walk around it like the rings of Saturn. Around the black cube of Saturn with the rings, they walk around in circles. What are circles? Cycles. What is a cycle? Time. The time god. This is why it has a ring around it, because it represents time, cycles. Okay? And this is another depiction. Saturn, always depicted with this Reaper staff. Okay? Keep in mind this staff, just like we associated it, aka the Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper also wears a black robe, representing Saturn with the same staff. Can you see it? This is where it comes in. Okay? It's the same thing, look, the same staff with the black robe. Black representing Saturn, the god of death. Okay, the Grim Reaper, Satan. Okay. Also, when you graduate from university, what do? You wear a cube on your head, a black cube with a black robe. This is Saturn worship. See, this is how Saturn, Satan, has tricked the world into worshipping him, not God, the sun, which represents God. So what is a corona? Because a corona is a crown, a circle, okay? A set of concentric circles of light seen around a luminous body. So Saturn. So this is why they used to worship Saturn by wearing crowns in ancient days. And we still do to this day. The king or queen has a crown, a corona. Also, corona, the drink. Corona adds up to 666, just like Saturn is 666. But like you see in the corona, you see the staff. You see this staff, just like the staff of Saturn, the Saturn god, like the Grim Reaper, with the black robe and the staff, just like the Saturn god. What is the Grim Reaper? It's a killer. It represents death, just like Saturn, the god of death and time. So all these occults and secret societies all worship the 666 god, which is Saturn, Satan. All of our energy is being put into Saturn. Okay, and Saturn, Satan, is harnessing all of this energy. So gradually, this is what the mark of the beast is. Like it says in the Bible, the mark of the beast, or the name of the beast. Here is wisdom, let him know that he hath understand and count the number of the beast, for it is 6. It is the number 6 of a man, and is 600, 6, 666. So this is what the mark of the beast is. They are going to eventually put brain chips, just like Neuralink, which is what Elon Musk is pushing. Okay, so this chip is the mark of the beast, and it's going to be implanted to our hands or brains. Okay, and they will manipulate our consciousness, and it will manipulate our DNA, and it will directly connect us to AI, and AI is linked in with Saturn, as the demons and the people who rule this world are in love with AI. They want to connect humans to AI. And this will control our consciousness completely and give all of our energy back to Saturn, Satan, this deity that they all worship. Just like when you get married, you wear a wedding ring, the rings of Saturn, over the finger, which represents the sun. So you're basically seeing Saturn over the sun. The sun is the son of God. It represents the sun, represents God. So you're putting Saturn over the sun. So thank you guys all for tuning in. I'm going to leave you guys here. Please leave a like, comment some topics that you want me to talk about. And please subscribe for more amazing content. God bless. In this video, we're going to be talking about the evolution of consciousness. You are born human, however, you possess consciousness, which is the awareness behind your being, the awareness behind your thoughts, the experiencer behind your 5 senses, the experiencer, the observer behind your thought, emotions, and senses. You are an eye, an invisible consciousness looking through a lens, which is your body. Your body produces this physical world that you experience. Your brain produces this world. Your brain and body is a technological computer. However, you are an infinite, ever-expanding consciousness behind this physical body. And there is an evolution of consciousness, a cosmic journey of expansion. And this is why we see so much pyramid symbolism in the occult and esoteric world, and especially within Freemasonry. Because the pyramid represents climbing, an evolution, a raising state of consciousness, a journey. Steps symbolize a journey upwards. This is the raising and the evolution of consciousness, our inner world. The transmutation of our inner selves, of our souls and consciousness and our minds. So when we see this pyramid, we're seeing a evolution, a way up to source consciousness. And the eye in the pyramid represents your source consciousness. It represents illumination. It represents divine guidance through this evolution of consciousness. This is why we see the ladder. Consciousness is ever expanding on an infinite journey of evolution. Each individual is a part of this cosmic process, contributing towards the ongoing expansion of both mind and awareness. As we evolve, we collectively explore deeper levels of existence, expanding the boundaries of thought and consciousness. The mind has the ability to expand infinitely into new realms of thought, into new dimensions of mind. The mind cannot be filled up. It is not a physical substance. The body can be filled up because it is a physical thing, but you cannot fill the mind. Therefore, the mind is constantly expanding, ever expanding into new fields of thought. So what we see in Freemasonry, the ladder, is again a journey, an elevation of consciousness. When we are born with an infant consciousness, and as we gain older, we gain an adult consciousness, our inner world, our inner mind, and our emotional intellect changes and evolves. We are significantly different from when we were very young as an infant. It's because our consciousness evolutes, it changes, it alters like water. So, just like this evolution of your own consciousness as growing up, there is consciousness of beings existing in cycles beyond our own. And their consciousness is unimaginably different from ours. They operate on a higher level of understanding and knowing, experiencing reality in ways that transcend our current comprehension. Our minds right now cannot comprehend the highest states of consciousness. There are entities, there are beings beyond our own, existing in higher dimensions of consciousness that we cannot comprehend because they have expanded. They are on a further way up the ladder of consciousness. However, we are all on the same journey. None of us can take the same journey. There is one ultimate goal, reaching source consciousness. However, this is always ever expanding. However, we are all on a different journey. There is one truth, one source, one goal. However, there are billions in different ways of reaching it, and we are all on these different paths to source consciousness, to this ladder, this evolution of universal evolution. Okay? Their awareness is attuned to new dimensions of existence, reflecting a more advanced stage in the cosmic journey of consciousness evolution. So when you take DMT, you are shot into these higher realms of consciousness where you meet these beings who look similar to these images. They are not speaking to you physically. They don't speak to you three-dimensionally through vibration and words. They speak to you mentally. If you have done DMT, then you know this. And if you have met these beings, then you know this. You might have even met some of these types of beings on mushrooms or any psychedelic drugs. Because ultimately, when you take these mind-altering substances, it's altering your consciousness. It's merging your consciousness with the spirit of that substance. And you are essentially attuning your mind to higher dimensions of consciousness. That's why we say we're getting high when we take these substances. Therefore, when you meet these beings on DMT, you are essentially meeting beings who are attuned to higher dimensions of consciousness, and they speak to you mentally. They speak to you telepathically through thought, because the universe is mental. Everything exists within the mind. The way you are now, your physical existence, is a state of mind. Mind, thought creates matter. Spirit and matter are two opposing ways of thinking. If we have a very spiritual mind, we have an expanded mind, we are a spiritual person through the mind. However, if we have a very low state of consciousness where we think about food, sex, lust, and all physical things, then we have a physical consciousness. Matter and spirit are two opposing forces, two ways of thinking. The mind attunes itself to different levels of understanding in different dimensions. So, essentially, this is what we're looking at. The body is a vessel for the fluidic, formless consciousness, a temple that houses the essence of our awareness. While the five senses are limited to perceiving only the physical plane, the mind transcends these limitations, capable of perceiving the full scope of reality. It is through the mind that we access deeper truths beyond the material, tapping into boundless nature of existence. Physical existence is a thin band, a thin layer of reality. It's like 0.001% of reality. And your five senses are only tuned into this layer of reality. But the five senses are, by design, only allowed to perceive physicality. But the mind has the power to expand beyond this physical five sense state. The mind has the power to expand and evolute. It is a conscious decision whether you want to take this path or not. You can stay in a three-dimensional way of thinking, or you can expand your consciousness from within. It's not an external journey. There is no God going to save you. You must save yourself. Therefore, behind every single one of these eyes is the same source consciousness. However, we are all different cells in a different journey. The organs in your body, the cells in your body are all alive. They all possess same consciousness, universal consciousness. However, we are all on a different journey of evolution. As above, so below. As the baby is in the mother's womb, when the baby becomes conscious, there is a world outside of its mother. What does it do? It presses and seeks a way out to be born in the other world outside of its mother. It is the same with your consciousness, your mind. When your mind becomes aware that there is realities beyond the immediate surroundings, it seeks a way out. And this is exactly what I'm doing to you now. I am now expanding your mind and telling you there is other ways of reality. There's other dimensions of consciousness which you can access through inner transmutation, through different ways of thinking, spiritualism, and meditating and connecting with yourself and detaching from external things. We can upgrade our consciousness. Your body is a womb. Why Jesus says you must be born again to see the kingdom of God, because you are born physically and then you must be born again spiritually, awakening your inner consciousness. So like I said, as the baby is in the womb, it's the same principle. As above, so below. You were a baby, you were in your mother's womb, and you figured out there is a world outside of your mother, so you seek to weigh out your mother to be born in another world. It's the same now. You must do this now. This is your spiritual evolution. This is the evolution of consciousness. It's ever expanding. When you die, this is a transition. You must learn to not fear death. This is another part of your spiritual journey. You must master death. Therefore, like I said before, the mind has limitless capacity to expand into new realms of thought, continuously exploring uncharted ideas and concepts without boundaries. The mind can ever expand. It can never be filled. It can never ever know everything. There is infinite fields of knowledge, infinite fields of thought. Your current state is just one stage on an infinite pathway. You won't remain human forever. The human experience is a crucial phase where we learn to balance polarities, master the fundamental laws of the cosmos. It is a period of growth and transformation, preparing us for the next stages in our cosmic evolution. The goal is to strive for perfection, yet the true perfection is unattainable. It's like a tunnel, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And as you walk through this tunnel, the light is ever moving backwards. You should forever seek to meet that light, but you will never meet that light because consciousness is ever expanding. You should strive for perfection, yet knowing that perfection is forever unattainable. The journey is endless, with each step revealing deeper layers of understanding and experience. The pursuit of growth and expansion is itself the essence of our evolution. You can find all of this knowledge in the amazing book that I have read for years. I have read this book, The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean, by M. Dorial, translated by M. Dorial. I'm telling you now, this book, now that I've told you this, you have some context on the book. The whole book is about evolution of consciousness. He's talking about higher dimensions beings. He's talking about how you can transcend this physical plane. It is truly the most amazing book you will probably read. One of the best spiritual texts you'll see. It's hard to understand, so you must read it over and over again. And the more your mind progresses, like for me, I read this every couple months, and the more I learn about consciousness, the more I expand my own consciousness. And every time I read this book, I pick out something new that just completely blows my mind, because you can only understand this book to your level of consciousness, to your level of understanding. So now that I've told you all this information, go and read this book, and it will absolutely blow your mind. And so will the Book of Wisdom, Volume 2, which is now available. I released it the other day. I'm just going to read a page out now. This page is called Spirit and Matter. The Earth is not merely a dense, lifeless rock drifting through space. It possesses spirit, a living essence that animates its form. But what do we mean by spirit? Spirit in esoteric terms refers to the energy, the life force, animating the principles infused in matter. So essentially, what this page is talking about is how everything has spirit, consciousness within it. You are the middle, you are spirit and matter. You have the ability to expand your mind to the God self and raise above our animal instinct, our material self, and know the divine and expand. Animals cannot do this. Animals are not self-aware. Humans possess self-awareness. We can observe our consciousness. We can say, why do I exist? We can look in the mirror and know that we need growth. And this is what Anunnaki means. Anu means above. Anu was the supreme god of the sky, which is a metaphor. He represents spirit above, heaven. Anu came down to earth and married Ki, the goddess of the earth, which represents matter. It's a myth, it's an allegory. Anu married Ki and gave birth to the Anunnaki. Spirit came down and infused with matter and gave birth to the human, which is you. You are spirit infused in matter, Anu and Ki, Anunnaki. You are the Anunnaki. And this is just one of the teachings in my book. Honestly, this book is absolutely amazing. If you truly, truly want to expand your consciousness, give this book a read. And obviously, if you're inside the university, I give you this book for free. A paperback version. If you join the university, follow the steps inside of the general chat. You'll be able to download this book. Sorry, not download it. Order a paperback for free. All you have to do is pay for the shipping. You'll also gain amazing knowledge inside of my library, where your mind will just be overblown with the amount of esoteric books. There's over 45 rare occult books, plus you get a PDF of the Volume 1 and Human Health Guide. You get reoccurring updates where I expand on symbolism, occultism, where you will just feel absolutely amazing once you understand esotericism in yourself. You'll also learn how to create the dream reality that you want with the Manifestation Mastery course, where I teach you how your consciousness creates reality. You'll have a real lectures where I post lectures on symbolism, occultism, esotericism. There's a conscious community and live calls and Q&A where you can ask me questions and I'll answer your questions. I just want to say thank you to everyone who has joined the university. Thank you for even liking and watching this video. Any support I just appreciate every single one of you. Please, if you can, leave a comment and a like on this video and let me know any videos you want me to make in the future. And I will start uploading a lot more to the YouTube. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in today. Have an amazing day. What if I told you that you are under a spell and this spell is controlling you in every aspect of your life and you don't even realize it? Spells are not what you've been taught. They're not fantasy magic wands that are casted over you. No, no, no. Spells are much, much deeper. A spell is a belief system that is installed into your subconscious mind, which holds power over you. Okay? If I install a belief into your mind and that belief holds power over you and controls you, that is you under my spell. A spell is a belief that someone has installed into you. Okay? You have a subconscious mind. The subconscious holds power over 90% of your daily basis behavior, thought patterns, and overall emotional state. Because the subconscious is the back end of our mind, the mind that we don't really have access to. It's the shadow self, where all of our programs, all of our memories, all of our traumas, all of our everything that we've ever experienced is recorded and kept in this vast database called the subconscious. Now, the subconscious is the 90% of our mind. We are only aware of 10% of our mind, which is the conscious mind, which is what you're using now, what you're consciously aware of. But there is a subconscious mind that holds power over your conscious decisions, and you don't even realize it. For example, as a child, you had a very, very traumatic event happen. Let's say as a child, you were not loved enough by your parents. And this feeling of you not being enough for your parents and feeling alone as a child implanted this seed. And this seed was planted by your emotions, a strong emotion. And over time, as you grew older into an adult, this seed grew and grew and grew. And what this seed grew into is you being very needy, you always seeking validation from others. Okay. But you taking this conscious decision 10 years down the line actually stems from this hidden cause within your subconscious mind, within this little feeling, this seed inside your subconscious where you don't feel like you are worthy. So this results in a conscious decision of you seeking validation from others, being very needy from others. Okay. This is what the subconscious is. The subconscious holds power over us. For example, posting on social media. Why are you actually posting on social media? If you take a selfie with your new watch, new car, and you go and post that onto your social media, why are you actually doing that? On the deepest root cause, it's not because you just want to post a picture. No, it's much deeper. It comes from a subconscious belief or a subconscious emotion of you seeking external validation, whether you believe that or not. But that's what it is. If you're posting on social media, you're seeking attention, you're seeking validation from others on a deep level, on a subconscious level. You may not even realize this because it's subconscious. Now, this is what a spell is. Money is a type of spell. Remember, money doesn't actually exist. Money does not exist. Money is a physical object inside of the material plane. But the physical object has a belief in the mental plane. See, the mind is the highest plane. This is the root cause of reality, the mental plane. Okay. So our belief in our mind has given this piece of paper value and a meaning. But in reality, it's just a piece of paper with a belief behind it. But this subconscious belief behind this piece of paper is controlling your daily basis behavior, is controlling your emotional state and controlling your life without you even realizing it. Without you even realizing that it's all an illusion. Money does not exist. It's the belief that gives the piece of paper a power. And the way we break the spell is by realizing that the money doesn't actually exist. The whole world is under the spell of money and it's controlling all of us. But the spell is the belief. Once we all wake up and realize money has no value, it doesn't actually exist, it's only a belief. There is no actual money. That's how we break the spell. The spell is broken when we figure out that we are under the spell, under the belief, under the illusion of this piece of paper having value, and it's controlling our lives. That's why the word money has mon within it. Mon is moon, and the moon represents our hidden aspect of our mind, our subconscious, and the sun represents our conscious mind. So you have two versions of yourself. You have the self that you show to everyone, the conscious mind, and you have a shadow self called the subconscious, which is the hidden aspect of you. For example, Do you really love your partner who you're with, or are you just with them for, is there a subconscious fear of being alone? Do you really want to be with this person, or is it stemming from, are you staying with them because it's stemming from this fear of being alone, of being lonely? Or are you just with them because you have a subconscious sexual addiction? And all of your conscious decisions are actually coming from this little seed of wanting sex or not being alone. You have two versions of yourself, the conscious mind and the subconscious, the shadow self and the self that you show to everyone else. Okay. And the subconscious is what's holding power over you. When you drive your car, you don't consciously have to think about changing gear. You've done it that many times. It's on autopilot. That's the subconscious doing it. You can be walking down the street. Your conscious mind can be thinking about what you're going to cook for tea later, but your subconscious mind is controlling your body and walking your body. You don't have to think about moving the body. You just do it because you've done it that many times. It's a program. It's a belief in the subconscious that's giving this movement power. You see, the subconscious holds a lot of power over you. Our beliefs hold power over our daily basis behaviors and actions. Okay, like I said, posting on social media, this is seeking external validation. There's a subconscious there's a subconscious urge bringing this desire into conscious reality. So we must break the spell of our emotions controlling us, our traumas from a child controlling us. For example, another example of this, let's say you were in a car crash years ago, and this car crash led you to having a very traumatic event, very traumatic emotion you felt in that car crash. You felt a lot of pain. That was impressed into your subconscious. And even to this day, you're probably scared of going into trains, going onto cars, going inside of vehicles. And you might not even be aware that it's actually stemming from this event that happened 10 years ago. That's the spell. That's the spell that's holding power over you. And you don't even realize it. You realize the spell when you realize you're being controlled by this old belief, this old trauma. That's what a spell is. A spell is not something I cast over you with a wand like Harry Potter. Spell's much deeper. It's the hidden aspects of our mind that hold power over us, that control us. Okay? So, how do we get rid of the spell? How do we break the spell? By installing new belief systems, by installing new programs into our subconscious. The subconscious is impressed by repetition and emotion. Everything you do on repeat, for example, tying your shoelaces, you can be looking up into the sky, closing your eyes, thinking about what you're going to create for tea while doing your shoelaces. You've done it that many times, you don't have to think about it. That's the subconscious taking over. Okay. That's the repetition aspect of the subconscious. For example, you could probably run down your stairs. You know exactly how to run down the stairs. If I tried to run down your stairs, every staircase is different. I'd probably fall over. But you've done it that many times, you know exactly how to do it. It's what we call ritual. When you have an evening ritual, when you tidy the house, you do your skincare routine, you wash your teeth, that's a ritual. This is what the ancients called ritual. When we do rituals, we're trying to implant something into our subconscious to either remove an old program, an old seed that is controlling us, for a new one that's going to grow into new light, into a new reality. So you can implant messages, implant new programs into our subconscious, which will then grow into a new reality. Okay. Because if I tell you something over and over and over again every single day, for example, if I say, you do what I say every single day I repeat this statement into your ears, you, about a month or 2 months in, you're going to start to believe in that statement and you're going to start to be under my spell. You're going to start to do everything that I say. So this is what spells are. Spells are subconscious beliefs that hold power over you, and you don't even realize it. So we need to remove these old programs we have that are controlling us for new programs. And we do that through ritual, affirmation, and imagination. Repetition and emotion is key to impressing the subconscious. They are the two ways that spells are created, that programs are created. The subconscious only knows the now and it only knows you. So every word you say is a spell. So when you call someone else a name, you're calling yourself a name because your subconscious takes everything you say as truth because it only knows you. It doesn't know anyone else. So every night we can do affirmation. We affirm the reality we want. This is what we call a ritual. We sit down or we stand up, whatever it is, you affirm the reality you are, I am statements, and then you imagine that reality. And you do this over and over again, every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, however many times. And this will cause repetition. This will install a new belief system into your subconscious, which will then start to show in your external reality. It will start to put you under a spell of the new program. For example, if I install into my subconscious that I believe that I am rich, every single night I affirmate that I am rich, I am wealthy, I am free. And then I do a ritual. I start to imagine this reality every single night. I do these two things on repetition and I start to feel the reality and imagine the reality. Over time, I'm going to start to believe that I am rich, that I am free, and I am wealthy without having the physical reality. And what this will do is that it'll implant a message deep within your subconscious mind. It will plant the seed of this belief. And this belief over time will grow into 90% of my thoughts, 90% of my actions, 90% of my words. My words, my thinking will change due to this new belief. I may not even realize it, but I'm looking for more opportunities to make money. I'm speaking to more people because of this belief that I've installed. This belief has triggered new ways of thinking. My mind, my conscious mind is now only operating to fulfill this belief. And my conscious mind might not even be aware of it. You won't even realize that you're manifesting this belief of being rich. And that's how it happens. You implant the belief within your subconscious. You implant the spell into your subconscious, which will then gain control over you. So we need to make sure we're removing the negative spells, the negative programs that are controlling us for new regenerated ones, for new ones that are going to create new realities, a better life. Okay. You don't want negative traumas, negative seeds controlling you and growing into your life. If you don't cut them off, they will continue to grow and grow and grow. Your anxiety will get bigger and bigger and bigger. Your depression will get bigger and bigger and bigger. But it's all actually stemming from one belief system or one trauma. Okay. So this is important. Everything in this physical plane is an effect of the higher planes, it's a shadow of the mind. Everything we think, all physical objects began as a thought, then an imagination, then energy, then a physical reality. So we must change the mental plane. We must plant seeds into our mind to change down into our physical material life. It's about manipulating this higher plane so we can create change and effect in the physical external material plane. That's what magic is. This is what spellcasting is. This is all what it is. It's not fantasy. This is the manipulation of the higher planes of consciousness, which your mind has access to. You have access to these higher planes. Okay. This is exactly what I teach in my university. I teach different rituals. I teach specific rituals to get rid of certain things, certain belief systems. I teach all different rituals, all different ways for you to create your own reality and live the best reality you want. We also have all of these different courses. We have activating the inner eye. This will teach you exactly how to lucid dream and activate your inner vision of imagination. We have the sexual alchemy course. This will give you the power of transmuting your sexual energy into creativity. We have electromagnetism studies. We have esoteric exchange and an exclusive live call that we do every single week. And I connect with all of the students. They can ask me questions, can speak with me one-on-one inside of these live calls. We have the real numerology section. We have the health section. We have a lecture section. Look at all of these lectures we have on occultism, symbolism. All of these lectures are designed to gain you power, to give your personal power back to you, to make you realize things about you. We have a meditation section. We have a library section where you can download all of our library, all of our books, different books on occultism, symbolism, Freemasonry, astral projection. And of course, we have the Manifestation Mastery course, which teaches you exactly how to create reality so you can live that desired reality that you want. This is the last chance to lock in the price of $55 a month. This is less than $2 a day. You can really level up your life because the price is going to increase as the value of the university increases because there's a new symbolism course coming out. And if you join now, you'll get this course for free because obviously when this course releases, the price will go up. The symbolism course will teach you the language of esoteric and occult symbolism. I'll leave the links in the description. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content. Thank you all, people. Have an amazing day. The earth has become a realm in order to trap souls within so that they can harness our electricity, our energy. Even the Bible is talking about how this realm is controlled by the wicked one in John 5:19. We know that we are the children of God and that the whole world is under the control of the evil one. Ephesians 6:12. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. So the Bible is telling us that this is not the only world. There are other worlds, there are other realms that we can go to, considered as heaven. Heaven being a higher realm where there is no evil, no darkness. This is a midpoint realm where there is good and evil. Now, we're going to explain how the soul trap is how it's working and how your soul is being harnessed for its energy and how you are tricked to come back to this realm after death. What you need to understand is first is that you are the invisible intelligence behind the physical body. You are the mind and soul. The soul is the true you, the good you. It is pure love, pure bliss, eternal, never dies. The mind can be corrupted, though. The mind is the intelligence of the soul. It is invisible. It has no true form. The intelligence inhabits the brain. The brain is the computer to control the electrical machine called the nervous system, which is choice, program, and action. You are the invisible intelligence behind the body, and this will prove it even more. You do not even see into the external world. You are seeing an image produced by the brain because the light is being sucked through the retinas of the eyes. The image is produced in the visual cortex at the back of the brain. What does this mean? This means that we are the consciousness in the center of the brain, in the pineal gland, that is experiencing the program being ran by the central nervous system in the brain. This is the sigil of Lucifer. Lucifer in Latin is Lucy. Lucy is light in Latin. Lucifer is known as the light bearer. This is how the eyes work, people. It's not a demon or a devil. The sigil for Lucifer is how the eyes work, and how the left eye is controlled by the right brain. The right eye is controlled by the left brain. There is a crossover. It's the same with the body. The left side of the body is controlled by the right brain. The right side of the body is controlled by the left brain. There's a crossover with our hemispheres in the brain. Now, this empty chamber in the center of the brain is where this universal cosmic intelligence is held, known as the most holy place in the Bible, the throne of God. Okay? This is above the 33 vertebrae on the spine. As you can see here, you are the being in the center of this point. All of the nerves are being sent back to this one particular point, which is the seat of our invisible intelligence. You can see it's an empty chamber. Our consciousness, our intelligence is not a physical thing. This intelligence is the true voice inside of your head. This is why your head is heaven, your heart is earth, your heel is hell. Your head is heaven because this is the seat, the throne of God. God is in heaven because the consciousness, this divine intelligence that's controlling the body, is sat in the center of the brain. The brain is taking commands of this invisible intelligence. When you close your eyes, you can feel your awareness, your consciousness, your intelligence is all in the brain. Your awareness is not in the feet, the heart, the legs, the arms. It's all in the center of the brain. Now, if you meditate deeply, you will find that you are beyond the mind. You are the being observing the thoughts. You are the soul observing the thoughts. Now, with this being said, you are the consciousness experiencing the program being ran by the central nervous system in the brain, because you're not seeing into the external world. It's an image, it's a simulated image produced by the brain and the central nervous system. You do not experience the external world. You do not feel the external world. You feel electrical impulses on your nervous system. Your nervous system is decoding what you are feeling. So the only thing that you truly feel is the electrical impulses on your nervous system. This is why the nervous system is the tree of knowledge of good and evil, because it gives your invisible intelligence, your mind, the knowledge of good and evil. It can detect good things, it can detect bad things. If it's hot, if it's warm, if I need to go, the nervous system is doing this. It is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Okay? Now this universal intelligence is symbolized as the single eye. Okay? Matthew 18:9. It is better for you to enter life with one eye than to have two eyes and to be thrown into the fire of hell. What does this mean? It's symbolic, it's metaphorical, people. It is metaphoric. Your universal intelligence is the single eye, the one eye. It's the balance between the two poles, between the left and the right, the good and the evil. It knows the right thing to do all the time. This is our inner guide. The inner self is the inner guide. And when you are operating your life off duality, using your two eyes, you'll be thrown into the fire of hell, lower states of consciousness. because you're split. You need to live in oneness, even, balance. Matthew 6:22, the light of the body is the eye. The light of the whole body is the eye. You are a light being. Human. Human. Hue means an attribute of a color. Man is the word manifested. We are light manifested into physical form. Depending on your vibration is depending on what color that you are vibrating on, which is a hue, a human. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body should be full of light. Again, it's talking about the single eye, oneness, completeness. When you balance the hemispheres of the brain, we'll go over that later. But anyways, the body is the earth. This is what we need to understand, people. The body is running the simulation, the program that our consciousness is experiencing. So when we leave the body during death and astral projection, we leave the earth. This is how it works. The body is the vehicle for the earth, for this realm. Everything exists within our mind. You have the soul, mind, and body. The soul is the observer, the watcher, the true being. This is why she has many different heads, because the soul inhabits different bodies. This is the serpent, which means knowledge, which is the mind, wisdom. And this is the body, soul, mind, and body, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. The mind is the bridge between the soul and the body. So what do I mean? When you astral project, you are using your mind to project your awareness, your observing consciousness outside of the physical body. The mind is the projector, projecting consciousness. By using your mind, you can project your consciousness outside of the body, which is known as the astral realms, which is known as walking on water. Jesus was never walking on physical water, people. It's metaphorical. Believing the physical body. The water is the ether, which is the veil between the physical and the astral realm. It's a fluid substance. It's on either side. It's physical and astral. The ether is the fifth element that they hide from us. Why? Because they're trapping you in the physical. They are hiding all of these realms. Etheric, astral, and mental. People think their mind is their brain. It's two separate dimensions. These are completely different dimensions. The mind is way more intelligent. The mind is formless. There is no form to the mind. You can think anything you want. You can manifest anything you want within your mind. It is not a physical object. The physical realm is being controlled by the mind. Everything's being controlled by the mind. Everything exists within the mind. This is why the Egyptian says the universe is mental. So when we project our consciousness outside of the physical, we go to the astral. The ether is the water that Jesus is walking on. This is the veil between the physical and the astral world. The word together has ether within it because it joins the two worlds together, together, the astral and the physical. The word either is ether because the ether is on either side, physical and astral, physical and spiritual, physical and non-physical. In the astral realm, the mind can manifest anything we want. We incarnate to restrict our minds. This is why Saturn, if you go and watch my video on Saturn, how Saturn is this simulation, okay, our minds can manifest anything we want in the astral plane in the click of a finger. However, when we incarnate in matter, we now have to labor for our manifestations. This is why Saturn's known as the great teacher in astrology, because he teaches you a lesson. When your mind incarnates into matter, it's teaching your mind a lesson, the knowledge of good and evil. This is why the Bible says, you shall be gods and know the knowledge of good and evil. when you incarnate here. You have to know the knowledge. You need to know the knowledge of good and evil to become a god. Okay? Now, the square is the physical plane. The triangle's the ethereal plane. The circle's the eternal plane. The circle has no beginning, no end. It's eternal. The physical plane is the square. It's limited. The square is limited. The cube is the geometric shape which gives rise to matter. Now, the term think outside the box has truth in plain sight. You have to think outside the box to project your consciousness, use your mind to project your consciousness outside of the box, the physical plane, into the astrals. The astral realm is the realm of the stars. Above us is the stars. Through the stars is the astral plane. This is why astral has the word star within it. The devil is the de-veil. When you sell your soul to the devil, quote unquote, it's metaphorical. The devil exists in the physical plane. It's the lowest state of consciousness. The de-veil, you de-veil yourself into the physical when you are the devil. The de-veil. The ethereal plane. Now, we all know what the famous symbol of the all-seeing eye, right? The all-seeing eye with the eye in the triangle. Look at the Masonic artwork showing you the triangle above in the sky. This is symbolizing the ethereal planes. The eye in the triangle symbolizes your invisible intelligence, your mind, which has the ability to see on either side. Because the triangle's the ethereal plane. The eye is your consciousness, your intelligence. And this intelligence has the ability to see in the physical plane and to see in the ethereal planes, in the astral planes. This is why it's above the earth, it's above the ground. Because it can see here, it can see in the heavenly realms. Now, the stars are, well, this is known as heaven, the realms of the astral planes. This is some quotes from the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Out of the darkness ye must rise upwards, one with the light and one with the stars. Man is in process of changing to forms that are not of this world. Grows he in time to the formless, a plane on the cycle above. So there's other worlds. The Bible's telling you there's other worlds, there's other realms. Know ye must become formless before ye are one with the light, the astral light above, which shining through the stars. Not of the earth are ye, earthy, but a child of the infinite cosmic light. You are the invisible intelligence controlling the physical body. The body's not you. It's the vehicle that your soul lands in when your mind projects your consciousness into that realm. Free from the body, I flashed through the night. Unlocked at last for me was the star space. Wow, that's powerful. The star space, the astral planes. This is what it's talking about. We are all a star. We descended from the astrals, which is the star. We are all a star. Look at the ancient paintings of Jesus' birth. It's the star beaming his consciousness down into the physical plane. Here's another one. Here's some Freemasonic artwork showing you, again, the ether, that invisible intelligence, the eye, manifesting itself inside of here, in the physical realm, where the people are. You see? It's the same here. This is Jesus. Here's the bird symbolizes the Holy Spirit, your invisible intelligence, descending into the waters, the ether, the ethereal, everything. The ether's the base of all physical matter. Here's Truth in Plain Sight. Mr. Bean, the famous TV program in England, in the UK. He begins the program like we all begin the program from falling from the stars. He falls down with a beam of light. And this is truth in plain sight. This is false. The aliens don't exist. They're a lie, alien. But this symbolizes the star beaming our consciousness. And when we die, this star will suck us back up, just like this UFO is doing. It's truth in plain sight. So, this is some more Freemasonic artwork going from duality to singularity. Sun, moon, masculine, feminine, right hemisphere, feminine, left hemisphere, masculine, the consciousness in the center, the balance point. Here's another more Freemasonic artwork. The two pillars, left and right hemispheres, and the invisible intelligence between the left and right hemispheres, the light of the body. This is why light's coming off it. Because it's light, it's pure light. The blazing star. The stairs go from the checkered board, the duality, up to oneness, in between the sun and the moon, the masculine and the feminine. This is symbolizing going into oneness. What did the Emerald Tablet say? You've got to become one with the stars, one with the one with the self, balancing the two hemispheres so that you can gain, because when the two hemispheres are balanced, you can gain a more deeper connection with your invisible intelligence. Same with the chakras. When the chakras, the seven seals in the Bible, these are seven seals because when you conquer the seven chakras, when you balance the seven chakras, you then gain a more deeper connection with your internal self because your mind is not filled, it's not being ran, it's not being dominated by these seven deadly sins, the seven seals, the seven chakras. These are seven energy centers which are concealing our true form. Balance makes us have a stronger connection with our true cosmic intelligence. Heaven is even. This is why Jesus is pointing at the heart. The even point is the heart. You got to balance the chakras and live from the heart because the heart is the earth. You're in good and evil. The body manifests the lower and the higher self. The higher self is in the higher parts of the body. Wisdom, intuition, expression. The lower self is in the lower parts of the body. Sex, food, and power. This is how they are trapping your soul, people. Like I said, the mind is the bridge between the soul and the body. So by tricking the mind, not giving it the right knowledge, and keeping the mind stuck in the lower three centers, thinking about power, food, and sex, this is low vibrating energy. It's going to keep your mind addicted to the physical realms. Okay, this is why you need to go even, balance, heaven. Okay, I will explain the soul trap in a second, how it fully works. But I'm telling you all the science behind it so you can understand. When you are doomed, you are domed. This is the dome, the firmament, the firmament, the mind. Ment is mind, firm is firm. A firmament is doomed under the firmament. You must have a loose mind, an open mind to expand your consciousness beyond the stars, beyond the ethereal barrier. You have to vibrate higher than this world. Your consciousness must be expanded more than the physical plane. You need to learn how to astral project. You need to learn how to leave the body, how to operate outside of the body, so that you, when you do leave the body, you will have recognition. You'll have knowledge. You'll have practice. But this is as above, so below. The woman's belly is the earth. It's as above, so below. It's a microcosm of the macrocosm. We are the children in the womb. We are the people in the earth being ready to be born into the heavenly realms. As above, so below. It's a microcosm, macrocosm. Everything is in everything on a bigger and a smaller and a larger scale. Now, when the baby figures out that there is a world beyond its mother, what happens? the baby starts to move around and tries to get out of the mother. Because once it starts to hear the external world, starts to hear people, it's going to wonder what's outside of why am I in here? What's outside? So the baby will force its way out of the mother. It's the same with our minds, as above, so below. When our minds are when our minds figure out that there are other realms beyond this world, we will seek a way out. This is the womb, the Mother Earth, Mother Nature. It's the mother. We're in the womb. We can be born out of this world, which is being born again in the Bible. When you are doomed, you are domed under the dome, under the firmament, the firm mind. The firm mind will keep you under the firmament. Due to the law of polarity, there has to be other realms. There has to be. Because the law of polarity works in this world and it will work on every scale possible. It's universal laws. These are universal laws. The law of polarity means that there are other realms polarizing this realm. There is a hell, there is a heaven. There is a midpoint, which is Midgard, which is the one we are in now. Earth, heart. Earth is the heart. Heart is the center, good and bad. The balance between good and bad. Your reality is your level of realization. Your mind realizes other worlds, you will seek a way to them worlds. It's that simple. The soul trap is to keep you stuck in this physical body, which is the earth. This body is the earth. It's running the program, like I said at the beginning. It's running the simulation that your consciousness is experiencing. You are an electromagnetic being, and you're hidden in a cage, your rib cage, and you're stuck in cells, a prison cells. Look, you're in cells. We produce electromagnetic energy. Your soul produces this energy. And by trapping your consciousness inside of this physical realm, they harness this energy within the astral realms. They're using you to manifest demons, because your mind creates demons through emotions and mental thought energy, which is a whole nother video. I can make a video on that. You're manifesting everything for them because they're trying to create a hive mind. This is why they want everyone to believe in one belief system, one government, one belief system, one religion, because they're creating a hive mind. This hive mind will manifest and be summoned within the astral planes, because the mind manifests the astral plane. The astral plane is the realm of imagination. The mental plane is the realm of just thought alone. The etheric plane is the energy. The physical plane is the matter. So all of our minds together are manifesting these demons within these subconscious realms, the astral. Now, how are they keeping you stuck to this realm? Well, when you die and you're stuck in your lower three chakras, okay, when your mind and soul detaches from the body, which is the earth, when you leave the earth, you're still going to have these mental addictions to the food, the sex, the materialism, the phone, the cigarettes, everything. This is why they get you addicted to everything possible. The TikTok, the YouTube, they get you addicted to as many things possible. Because when your mind is addicted to these things, and when this mind leaves the physical body, you're still going to have these addictions. Okay? You're still going to have these thoughts. And you will be manifested into the lower astral realms because you're thinking materialistic, you're thinking negative, because your level of realization was your reality. You were manifesting hell on the earth. When you leave the body, you're going to manifest hell in the astral planes, which means you'll be vibrating on the very low, which will put you in the lower astral realms. So guess what? You're going to come back. You're going to come back into materialism. You're going to reincarnate because you haven't prepared for life after death. You must detach from the external world. Okay? Moon is mind. The sun is the soul. The earth is the body. The moon is the mind. This is why we say lunatic. In your mind, you have a specific mood. Moon. Money, M-O-N, is the moon. Money exists in the mind. They get you addicted to the money. The Bible's telling you this. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's telling you of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Who knew that the Bible was this deep? Matthew 16:26, what good will it be for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? James 4:4, don't you know that friendship with this world means enmity against God? Therefore, anyone who chooses to be a friend of this world, of the world, becomes an enemy of God. John 4:4, dear children, are from God and have overcome them, because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. It's talking about the invisible intelligence. It's greater than the physical world. John 2:15, do not love this world, nor the things it offers you, because this world will create you to, if your mind has attachments to what this world offers, sex, money, and power, pretty much, you will reincarnate here. You will come back here, because when you leave the body, your mind will still have these addictions. Do not love the world, nor the things it has to offer you. All of this is in my newly published book. The paperback versions are now available. Finally, for all the people who have been waiting, the Book of Wisdom. All of this knowledge is inside of the Book of Wisdom. The paperbacks are available. There's worldwide shipping. You can get it anywhere, pretty much, any country. My new website, it's amazing. There's going to be some amazing products coming on the new website. But I thank you all for the support. Before I leave, I need to explain what is going on with the soul trap. Like I said at the beginning, the mind's the bridge between the soul and the body's the realm. By tricking your mind with false knowledge, they are keeping your soul stuck to this realm. They get you addicted to all the physical things, and that is it. As soon as you're addicted and you die, you're going to come back. So by tricking your mind, which is the bridge between the realms, they keep your mind stuck within this body. They keep you in physicality. They deveil you, the devil, the deveil. Thank you all for the support, people. If you do want to join the Academy, all the links will be posted below this video for the book, The Academy. Thank you all for the support and have an amazing day.
Welcome to Revival of Wisdom.
This video is going to be about the flat earth and the breakdown of the whole cosmology. I'm going to be digging very deep. I've got a lot of pictures and images to show you, and a lot of dots to connect. So let's start with the Freemasonry art. So this artwork we have here is the Freemasonic cosmology, as they know and believe. So what is it symbolizing? We obviously have to start off with the four pillars representing the four corners of the earth. The four corners with duality. You see, there's everything on earth. There's good and evil. Good, evil, positive, negative. Good, bad. This is the checkerboard. This is what it symbolizes. Okay, Obviously, we have the sun, the moon. The sun gives you energy. It's the anode. The moon is the cathode. It's the opposite. It takes your energy. So therefore you become sleepy when the moon comes out. You see, everything on Earth, everything in the universe is balanced. There's complete balance symbolized by duality. There's always two opposites. We have the all-seeing eye, and obviously 7 stars representing the 7 planets, but not planets as in we know planets. They're not physical spinning balls of gas. They are energies. They are lights emitting from the realm above this realm. They are lights through the firmament, through the electromagnetic field. So let's go through that again. The 4 corners, duality, positive and negative, cold, dry. Everyone on Earth has an opposite. Everyone, there's 2. Okay, and then we have the sun, the moon, the 7 planets with a 5-pointed star. What's the 5-pointed star? Of course, it's the 5 elements: spirit, water, earth, fire, and air. Okay, that's what the 5-pointed stars symbolizing, the 5 elements of Earth. And then, most importantly, we have the compass. The compass is very, very important, hence why it's in the center. The compass is symbolizing many, many things. And one of the most important things, but we'll get into that after. We have a boat with water outside of the Earth. So we have a boat on water, symbolizing the waters separated by the firmament, the waters above, separated by the firmament from the waters within the firmament, the Earth. So this is what it's symbolizing. So the compass, what's the compass? This is where the compass comes from. The Polaris, the most important star there is, because it's in the center of Earth. The sun, the moon, and the black hole, black sun. Because all creation comes from center, the seed center. Okay, but we'll get into this after. But also, this is a very important Masonic symbol because they use this symbol a lot. This is one of their main symbols, hence why Neil Armstrong has the Masonic ring with the compass on it. The people who supposedly went to the moon, which obviously they faked to push this globe model, because the globe model is based upon fear. Because the globe model, if they can sell you the globe model, they can sell you anything then. You don't know where you actually are. The globe model is to push fear upon the masses, because the globe model means there's not enough resources. There's also risks of asteroids hitting the planet. There's also risks of space extraterrestrial invasions, global warming, asteroids. You see, this is all the fear that they can gain off selling you the globe model. Okay, because they don't want you to know that this is an intelligent design. And also, they're hiding God, the creator, the source. This is why they are satanic. They are opposites. They are lefty, Lucifer, right, righteous, godly. Hence why they do the symbolism on their eyes. 666. This is another famous, famous astrologer, astronaut. This is another famous astronaut doing 666, showing that he's in the alliance of the occult. But even look at their 10th anniversary stamps. They have a Masonic compass on there. Also, the Order Out of Chaos. Order Out of Chaos, double-headed eagle. Okay, the Order Out of Chaos ring.
which they wear. So all of these astronauts are in the occult. They are lying to you. They are in with this order, this Masonic New World Order, whatever you want to call it. So let's break this compass down a lot more. Because as I showed you here, the center, okay, this is what the compass is symbolizing. Let's go into the North Pole map. This is from 1595. This is a rough estimate of where this map came from. It's from around the 1500s to the 1600s, maybe 1400s. There's not an actual set date on this map because obviously our history has been tampered with. But let's break down this map and the symbolism that they use towards this map, because this map is the map of the North Pole. Okay, so in the center, we have the black rock symbolizing the tower, the pole, North Pole. And what's on top of the North Pole? Obviously, it's Polaris. North Pole and Polaris. Okay, with the 4 islands around the center. Okay, 4 islands around the center. And this is what blew my mind, right? They say that Santa sounds similar. And if you look at this pole that's pointing to the North Pole, you see this line here. So this is obviously from the 1600s. What color is Santa? He's red and white. Just like this map pointing to the center is red and white, and Santa comes from the North Pole. So it's not a coincidence that they use red and white. They're mocking this map because obviously they took over after the 1500s, 1600s. They took over around the 17, 1800s. So they're mocking this map with Santa coming from the North Pole with this red and white line to the North Pole. Notice the 4 islands, okay, like windows, their symbol, they obviously in the occult, they're part of the New World Order, is symbolizing these 4 islands with the blue behind it for the water. Okay, so this is another occult logo. They're symbolizing this center because the center is so important. Okay, we'll get into that. Also, we have the Mayan cosmology. This is the Mayan cosmology. This is what they created. This is their artwork, with also 4 major lands around the center. You see this 4 with green in between them all. 4 major lands with the underworld. You see this underworld is also symbolized by the Masons with the coffin of the skull and bones, the deceased, the dead. Okay, so this is also mentioned in the Book of Enoch. Okay, and it's called Sheol. Sheol, the underworld. Okay, and in the Book of Enoch, it says all spirits of the dead go to these hollow places, that they will wait until their appointed time of judgment. And it also says in the Book of Enoch, there are 4 hollow places underneath. 4 as above, so below, representing the 4 islands. As above, so below. That's where that could link in. Okay. The Book of Enoch is very important because it was found in a cave thousands of years ago and has a lot of truths about this realm and about this world we live in. So let's go back to the Mayan cosmology. So the ancient cosmology, they all must have had some sort of communication. They must all be at peace with each other, because all of their cosmologies link together. See, the Greek, Babylonian, Indian, the Celtic. Okay, they're all linked in together. They all knew that they were in an enclosed system with an underworld and obviously a firmament. Okay, so this is what they all knew. They all must have had some sort of communication. They were a lot more advanced than us. They knew the center of the realm. Okay, and obviously the United Nations flag also symbolizes their center. You see how it has like a grid with a circle around the center. It's symbolizing that center of the realm because that center of Earth is so important. The United Nations flag, all have it. See, some different ones all have that circle around the center. Because the center is the seed. All things come from a center. So the torus field is so important because it is the spark of life. It's the building blocks of the universe, this creation. Because all things have a torus field. Just like an apple with what's in the center of an apple, a seed. Because the center is where the energies hold, is where the energies meet, and it creates that spark of life. Just like your heart is the center of your body, and it has an electromagnetic field. Because the center, all things come from the center. So this is why the North Pole is so important, because this is why it's so important, because this is where the creation sparked from, the center. This is where the most electromagnetic energy is stored. So this is why the northern lights come from the center. It's electromagnetic energy. This is what the northern lights are. It's being emitted from this black hole in the center. Okay, and obviously what else is on the center? Polaris. Polaris is the center star. Okay, so the center star is what sits on top of this North Pole, Polaris, because it's a pole of electromagnetic energy symbolized as a black rock, a black hole, pole. You see, because all creation comes from void. Light is born from darkness. Without light, darkness can't be born from light. You see, but light can be born from darkness. This is why darkness is so important. And this is why there's a black hole in the center of our realm, like the black sun. The black sun, the Polaris star, the North Star. You see, so this is this North Pole, Polaris. This is what they're talking about. And this is why compasses are an 8-pointed star, because Polaris is symbolized as an 8-pointed star. This is where a compass will point you to. It will point you to that center. So notice how a compass has this black hole in the middle, you see, and it will point you to this meeting point, the north, because in the center is the center of the torus field of the earth. This is where the most electromagnetic energy is. You see, everything gets sucked into the black hole. Okay, this whole reality is being projected from that center point, just like your eyes suck in light. It's a black hole. Your eyes suck in the light of this light being emitted from this center place, this electromagnetic energy at the center, which is the seed of everything, of everyone. You see, just like an apple has the seed in the center in darkness, because in the center of the apple, it's dark. It's black. It's pitch black. But that's where the seeds are. That's where the life is. But Polaris is so important because it's that center star which lines up. It is the pole, it's the top of the pole of the torus field. So Polaris would be here at the very, very top. And this is where the compasses point you to. And this is why the star of Ishtar, the 8-pointed star of the Sumerians, also talked about this 8-pointed star, and it's called the Star of Ishtar. Okay, and who is Ishtar? Ishtar is the goddess. Okay, so she's not a male, she's a female, because every creation is brought through a female, a womb. Every single human on earth is brought through the womb, the sacred feminine energy. And the womb is pure darkness. There's no light in a womb, just like the center of our realm. It's a black hole. Okay, and guess what? She's the god of vitality and sexuality. She is responsible for all life. Okay, so the star of Ishtar is the star of Polaris, which is symbolizing the responsibility for all life, the center of our realm, the black sun, the black hole. Okay, so this is what that god of Ishtar of the Sumerians is talking about, the goddess, the womb, the seed of creation. So this would be the portal, more than likely the portal in and out of our realm, because it's the top of the torus field. And what's above this realm is the heavens. So this is where you get sucked in from the heavens. Your soul gets sucked in and brought onto this plane of existence called Earth. These are some space NASA symbols. Look how much Polaris symbolism there is. And notice how it's at the center. You see this circle? This is like a half circle. And at the center is an 8-pointed star of Ishtar. It's the same thing. It's Polaris. It's at the center. And notice on some of these, look, this one is a bear holding the key and an arrow pointing to the Polaris star, so that they hold the key to Polaris. And another one with like a demon holding a key to the what? Polaris on top of him. Also an eagle, which is a Masonic symbol, the eagle holding a key on top of the center, you see. And notice how there's an arrow going up to the Polaris and an arrow down, as above, so below, to Earth. So you can go out of Earth and into Earth through Polaris, and the eagle holds the key. You see? The eagle holds the key, just like this. This demon dragon holds the key to Polaris. And look at this one, Earth, with an arrow up to Polaris, an 8-pointed star. So Polaris is more than likely that portal which the Anunnaki used, the Sumerian gods used, because the Anunnaki symbol is also an 8-pointed star. Okay, and like I said, that center is the seed of creation. The center is the black hole. Okay, just like your pineal gland is at the center of your brain. The pineal gland is at the center of your brain, and that's what connects you to that spirit realm, to the source. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all learned something today. Please leave a like, a comment, and please subscribe to the channel for more content. God bless you all.
What is good, people? How are we all doing? Today we're going to be talking about the different planes of existence, the occult side of the world, the things they don't teach you in school. And of course, you can only find that on this channel, so welcome. So you need to understand is that your consciousness moves through these different planes of existence, these different states of consciousness, which make up all of you. Okay? They are all interlocked planes. They are all interpenetrated into each other. They are all one. They melt into the plane above and below. You see, each plane is a product of each plane. As above, so below. Now, the higher you go, the more fluid, the more dreamy, the less dense it becomes. The lower you go, the more denser it becomes, the more solid it becomes. The lowest plane is the physical plane, which you are obviously aware of. You are inside of the physical plane now. But while you are in this inside of this physical plane, you are indeed inside of all these other bodies which you have not awakened yet. You have to awaken these different bodies. You have these bodies. Okay? It's like a ripple effect. And the center is the most dense, the most solid. This is Earth, heart, the heart of the ripple. And the lower you, the further you go out from the center, the more dreamy, the less fluid, the more fluid, the more less dense it gets until you're one with the all. You see? And this is what it's like. This is what this system is. It's like a ripple effect. Now, let's jump straight into the planes. First, you have the physical plane, made out of 4 elements. Five elements. The ether is the mother of the elements. It's the womb of the elements. It's the 5th element. And it gives birth to the 4 other elements. 4 is stability. Tables have 4 legs, and this is why the ether gives birth to 4, because it's the foundation of the physical world. Fire, earth, water, air. They are not pure. Each one of the elements melts into the other one. For example, earth and water both share cold. Water and air both share wet. You see? They compose of each other. They melt, they mold into each other based off the vibrational state of the ether. That's what it is. The 4 elements are the vibrational states of the ether. Okay? So you have the 4 physical elements making this, physical world. It's the lowest world. It's the world of effect. This world, whatever you see, whatever you experience, it's the effect. You can't change anything by manipulating this world. You got to manipulate the higher worlds to affect this world, you see? As above, so below. This is the lowest plane. It has 3-dimensional. It's the 3rd dimension. Space, height, and thickness. That's all it is. Front, backwards, upwards. You see, it's 3-dimensional. We cannot perceive the hidden side, which is the interior of this existence. We cannot perceive the interior from our exterior view. We are looking into this world. Okay? This is the exterior view. We can't see what's inside of that. That's the 4th dimension, which is the next one. It's the most gross and dense plane. 4 states of matter, the most slowest vibrational molecules exist in this plane. Above this plane, you have the ether. Okay? The word ether and either are the same thing, because either connects 2 scenarios in languages. I either support Manchester United or Liverpool. Either is connecting them 2 scenarios. The ether is doing the exact same, as you can see here on the planes of existence. It connects the astral world, which is very important, to the physical world. It's connecting these 2 worlds. So it's the ether. It's the ether. The ether is pure potential. Energy flows through the ether. It is pure energy, pure potential. Okay? The physical body is an exact copy of the etheric counterpart body. So every physical object has an etheric energy double. It's like a blueprint of that object. Every single object has an energy double, and that's the etheric double. Okay? The etheric body determines the shape of our physical body through its lines of force. All through life, it rebuilds and restores the physical body. Physical problems show up first in the etheric body because as above, so below. You manipulate the higher planes, it will manipulate this plane. And this is why sorcery works. You know, contact with astral plane entities. We'll get into that a bit later. So the reason why we can't see this plane, this energy world, which is all around us, which we are inside of right now as we speak, is that the molecules that compose it are further apart than those of the physical plane, making it invisible to the two eyes. That we can't perceive it. Our eyes cannot physically suck in that sort of information, and our brain cannot decode it. This is why, they brainwash us with all these programs to keep us asleep, to keep these other bodies we have asleep, so we don't find out about these other bodies, and is to make you believe that everything's just a material. Only the material